check. No one likes us, we don't care. Hit the logo on the cap, midnight green on the brim. Pro fan talk, every take in the gym. From the link to the league, I'm connected to the spin. Breaking news, breaking plays where you really want to tap in. Philly on my tongue when I'm calling out a route. Pull a clip, roll a tape, then we talk it out. All 22 on my mind, see the motion pre-snap. I'm in the lab with the facts, you just scrolling through the app. Dealing with the read, I'm explaining what you missed. Why the safety bail late, why the cornerback blitz. From the pass rush twist to the red zone slant. Coach Marcus on the mic with the real fan chant. Pro fan talk, hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score room. Pro fan talk, where the real ones call. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. From the draft room rumors to that waiver wire heat. Trade buzz humming like the crowd on Broad Street. Sunday to Monday, I'm recapping every snap. Tuesday got the bald Eagles filling in the gaps. Eagles on the header, but the scope league wide. How we making deals for the vets on the slide? Quarterback drama, I'ma sort that pile. Coach on the podium, read between the lines. I'm talking rivalries, upsets, underdogs rise, overtime classics, blown calls, bad drives. Jack going crazy when the topic get wild. But we keep it all game, keep it smart, keep it down. Pro fan talk, hit the bell, that's score. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Pro fan talk.
There we go. What's going on, y'all? I had to get my settings right. I'm still coming out a little bit. I'm looking at my other monitor over there. I'm still coming out a little bit dark. I can't figure this out. Why am I coming out? Why is the camera got me so dark? I got like 3 lights on. I got my nano leaf lights on. I got 2 LEDs right here. I got more than enough light. And I'm trying to figure out why do I keep coming out as dark. This is weird. So, but in any case, what's going on? Welcome to Pro Fan Talk. We are live. We are on the first day of free agent frenzy. It has been crazy today. Yeah, they getting it in. They moving and shaking. They doing everything we thought they were going to do. A couple surprises. I thought that the Eagles were going to keep Jalen Phillips. Didn't happen. Somebody made a bigger and better deal, and he got his money. Ain't mad at him at all. I would have liked to see him, to see us keep him, but obviously Howie's got other plans. And then, of course, my guy, my favorite Eagle, Nakobe Dean, he is going to Las Vegas. I texted him. He texted me back. I just said, congratulations. And go get your bag. You earned it. You know, what he did last year after coming back from that crazy knee injury and the way and the level that he played last year, to say how good he played would be a gross understatement. That's how good he was. And again, that just makes me sad that we lost the way we did because of the offense. Because defense wins championships, but if you can't score, you can't win. And we could not put our offense together to complement what we had on defense, and it ended up costing us possibly a championship. Now, you can't say we would have went there and did it, but guess what? It is what it is. Yeah, we losing, folks, man, but, it is what it is. This is the nature of the business that we are in. And everybody knows that. And we do this. We go through these emotions. We in our feelings every year. We go through this. So it's not nothing new. We went through it last year and the year before that. And every year, somebody's going to get rid of some people that we like, that we have become attached to, that we have got feelings for. And they walk out the door. They go get their bag. I ain't mad at them. Y'all remember, I was a fan of Miles Sanders, and he went and got his money at Carolina. Can't get mad at Jalen Phillips for doing the same thing. So that's the nature of the beast. Can't do nothing about it. We're going to get some other people in here. This is what Howie does best. And we're going to continue, cheering for our team, rooting for the birds and all of that kind of stuff. And we're going to see what Howie has up his sleeve, because we ain't done. I saw Cilio's comments about he thinks that AJ is going to be traded after June 1st. That's possible. But you never know. You know how many things can happen between now and June 1st? Let's just wait until we get to the draft. Because that's going to be another huge shakeup. When the closer we get to the draft, you'll see more and more moves being made and different things like that. So this is the nature of the beast, man. This is the nature of the beast. You win some, you lose some. So, and you never know how much you've lost or how much you've gained until you get into next season. So, it is what it is. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. I understand because I'm in my feelings about Reed Blankenship. Y'all know I was a Reed Blankenship fan coming out of the OVC. Is Middle Tennessee still in the OVC? I say that because Middle Tennessee was in the Ohio Valley Conference when I was in college. So we played Middle Tennessee every year. So I got love for Reed Blankenship coming from a 1AA school. So, and I always liked Reed Blankenship because, like I've said, he was not the biggest, he was not the strongest, he was not the fastest. However, he always knew where he was supposed to be on the field. And to him getting it in there and starting a couple games as a rookie and still being able to put people in the right places and do what he did, I wish we could have kept him. And not for nothing, just for the leadership capabilities. But guess what? He got his bag, undrafted free agent. Now he signed his $24 million deal. Get paid down in Houston. I think that's a good situation for him. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Chris said that offense better be damn good next season. I can't get mad at you. I can't get mad at you, man. I agree. I agree. It's that finally got AJ fed up, but we'll see. I think that Mannion's offense, by the time we get to the June 1st date, I think whether or not AJ gets traded or not is strictly up to him. I know that, Howie Roseman has to pull the trigger, but I think, in my opinion, I think it's totally up to AJ. If AJ doesn't like what Mannion has to say or the way it looks like it's going to play out, he's going to step. But if he goes to the Patriots, and here's the thing you got to look at. If he goes to the Patriots, who are your quarterbacks at the Patriots? JJ and Danny Cutlets, Danny DeVito. So, not Danny DeVito. That's the actor. What's his first name? What's DeVito's first name? I forget. But the point is that you never know what you go. The grass may be greener on the other side, but it's still got to be mowed. That's what they say. So you get the quarterback that could not do a thing in the Super Bowl. Couldn't do a thing. The Patriots was almost in the same boat as we are. Their offense couldn't do a damn thing in the Super Bowl. So you get all the way to that point and you just get exposed. So that's your quarterback if you go to the Patriots. Doesn't matter if you get a top-level receiver. When you call in the shots, you still got to go to the right spot. You still got to throw the ball in the right corners and all of that type of stuff. So I think it's a little bit more with May. Tommy DeVito, thank you. And what's his other name? Drake? Is that Drake May? Is that who's up there? So there's no guarantee when he goes up there, if he goes up there. Drake, you mean to tell me Drake May excites you more than Jalen Hurts? Because I got to think about it logically, and that doesn't compute to me. That doesn't compute to me. So yeah, Tommy DeVito and Drake May, those are your 1 and 2 quarterbacks, and we got Jalen Hurts and Tanner McKee. So where do you want your bread buttered? That's the question for AJ Brown. I know you want to stay here. I know you like it here, and I know everybody adores you in that locker room. So ultimately, and I believe this to be true, Howie Roseman is like, what do you want to do, AJ? If you want me to trade you, I'm going to trade you, but I ain't just giving you away for scraps. And he knows that. His agent knows that. AJ's agent knows that. They know how the sausage is made. They understand it. They understand what they have. They understand what's at stake. So, he can go ahead and do that if he wants to. I don't think he does. Everybody's still talking about what they've heard about AJ Brown, and y'all know how I feel about that. Ain't nobody said nothing about AJ Brown. All of these is just rumors. Everybody's guessing. Everybody's guessing. Yeah, Jalen is that guy. But they're going to continue to stop. They're going to continue to keep hating on the guy that's writing children's books. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Everybody jumping on that national narrative, and they just keep it going and keep it. Yeah. What do you want? At this time, if by this time, if you don't know what the difference is, you ain't going to never know. Let me see. Per John Clark earlier today, from his understanding, the Eagles were working to re-sign Phillips and extend Jalen Carter. That being said, I think Jalen Carter gets extended by Friday since Phillips is gone now. I don't think it's a guarantee that Jalen Carter gets extended, but the Carolina made him an offer he couldn't refuse. I don't blame him for going. He might not win many games next year, but I don't blame him for going. Carolina's problem is their offense. The defense is good enough. They're a good defense, not great. And then next year, Bryce Young, you'll see what kind of strides he's making. So we'll see. We should, Carlos. We should win the division next year. We should. So we should bring CJ back. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that, but I don't know. I think when CJ left last time, I think there may have been some things on the table that him and some other guys on the team didn't necessarily agree with. That's just my opinion. I have no facts. I'm just going off of how I saw his interactions in the locker room. I don't have any sources, none of that. That's just me looking at things, and that's my guess. I have no idea. I think Quinyon Mitchell's contract is going to set the market, and Howie knows that. Quinyon Mitchell has been that good. Quinyon Mitchell has been like Revis Island good. Like from go. He might not be as good as Darrelle Revis, but his impact has been that from the word go. And he's pretty much lived up. He's had a couple stinker games, and he's taken his lumps like everybody else. But for the most part, he is a solid defender that you have to game plan. You have to game plan. So I don't blame Phillips. He got an extra like $15 million per year. Dude, man, what my ass give me that cash? I can't blame him. Go get your money, bro. I know everybody was talking about you bought a house in Philly and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, guess what? You can buy a new one. Hell, it might already be in your contract. You never know. So 30 a year. Yeah, 30 a year, I'm out too. See ya. Possibly. It could be like was that Javon Hargrave that went up to the Patriots? Who was it that got signed? Was that I think that was Max Crosby that signed and basically set the market for Hargrave. So that's possible that could happen. Absolutely. Yeah, how we gonna make you don't make splash to free agent, you resign. Yeah. But Howie does make splashes in free agency, though. He's been that good. He's been that good. So, yeah, super high. But we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna do, man. All of this stuff is gonna reset again the closer we get to the draft. When is the draft? 2026 NFL draft is April 23rd through the 25th. So you still got a month and a half, a little over a month and like 5 or 6 days before. There's a lot of stuff that can happen in the month of May before the deadline comes, before they got to make a decision on A.J. Brown. There's a lot of stuff that can happen. You about to have a whole NFL draft and all of the moving and shaking and dominoes that's going to fall because of that. And then you got this June 1st after, when the money turns different. So there is a hell of a lot that can happen before they get to June 1st. So the draft changes everything. The draft changes everything. So, so we'll see. I mean, I don't necessarily believe he's going to get moved because everybody's saying it. I don't necessarily believe that. Because I'm looking at the situation in, I guess my question to him as an agent receiver is like, where are you going to be your best? Where are you going to get the most out of these? You got, in my opinion, A.J. Brown got I think he's got 2 prime years left. And I'm saying prime years, meaning that I still think this year and next year, A.J. Brown is a number 1 receiver. And then slowly but surely, he's going to start going downhill because age is undefeated. Unless you Tom Brady. But how can he maximize his potential these last 2 years in his 20s? So I think AJ is 27, about to be 28. I think. And you know how the NFL gets when you get close to 30. They just think all of a sudden you can't do nothing no more. Okay, so his birthday is June 30th. So he will be, when we go into camp this year, he will be 29 years old. So yeah, but I still stand by what I said. I think he's got 2 more seasons where he can be a number 1 receiver, in my opinion. Just the way he is, the way he takes care of himself, the way he trains and all that type of stuff. I still think he's got 2 good seasons left where he could be a legit number 1. Then, everything's going to be headed downhill. I don't know. I mean, I look at it like this. He got 1,000 yards. He got just over 1071 this year or something like that. But in my opinion, that was half of that was on the offense. Half of that just was the offense just not, I don't know, it was weird. It was weird. You could say when AJ was at his prime, he wasn't running a ton of deep routes. At least it seemed like a lot of his bread and butter was from the slants. He was killing them on the slants and couldn't nobody mess with him. He was breaking tackles, turning a 5 to 6 yard gain into an 18 to 20 plus yard splash play. Now, he might not be able to break as many tackles as he could before, but you can still throw him a slant. So I mean, but at the end of the day, we're gonna find out. We will find out. So is it time for him to step down and let Devontae become number 1? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe they should do that anyways. So, I'm hoping that the new offense can really showcase what type of talent we have at our skill positions. We still don't know what's going to happen with Dallas Goedert. If Dallas I got a feeling that Dallas has an opportunity to make a lot of money somewhere else. Very similar to what Zach Ertz did when he bolted for Washington. Can't get mad at him because they just wasn't going to pay him here. And before we go any further with that, I love Zach Ertz, but no, I don't want him to come back in Philly. We need a blocking tight end, not a big wide receiver. We need a blocking tight end. So, we'll see, Carlos. We shall see. I don't have my things on, do I? Nah, I didn't. Do I have my? Huh. My my alerts didn't fire off. Interesting. I gotta check that. Gotta check that. So, but yeah, man, AJ gets traded and gets his stats, but is losing. It's not going to be any different than him not getting the ball and winning. I, I don't disagree with that, Carlos. I don't disagree with that. But that really comes down to the type of character that you have. I've been a part-time contributor on a winning team before. Yes, you want to. Yes, you want to be a big part of it, but you also want to win. You also want to win a chip. And that's what it comes down to. So, Chris, yeah, pretty much. That's going to determine how we go forward with Sirianni too. Sirianni is trying to establish a coaching tree. That's what he's trying to do. Just like we want all of the disciples of Vic Fangio. We wanted all the disciples of Harbaugh or McVay, all of that type of stuff. Everybody trying to start their tree, and Nick Sirianni has done it, but it's just not very successfully. Was Shane Steichen, was that offense part of Shane Steichen, or was that something that Nick Sirianni made up? They were running that offense in Indy, right? So who came up with that offense? So you can't say that's part of Sirianni's tree. Sirianni just got the gig before Steichen did, right? So every time I say Nick Sirianni, my phone pops up like I'm calling Siri. That's funny. So we got a lot of action that still has to happen, still have to fall through. I've seen it when we were on that with AJ. Yeah. I wouldn't say he was happy. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. And I chalk that up as that's just the way the game went, because if I remember correctly, when we started throwing him the ball, we were losing. We lost a couple games, but we lost the games because we turned the ball over. We didn't do what we were supposed to do as all. It wasn't, in my opinion, I didn't think it was anything that AJ did or didn't do. I just think that we got to the point where the offense wasn't moving the ball around. Or I'm trying to remember what games it was. I have to go back and look at that. I can't remember. If you know that, if you remember in the chat, let me know. Because I don't think it was because we started throwing AJ the ball more that we were losing them games. I think we just ended up shooting ourselves in the foot at critical times like we did all year when it came to that damn offense. That might not be out of the realm of possibility, bro. That might not be out there. The same way everybody's looking at Clint Hurt to take over for Fangio, I think Fangio is going to walk next year. I think he will say, I have had a hell of a career and I'm going to step aside. I think Fangio, that's what he's going to do. That's my guess. And Clint Hurt is going to step in and not miss a beat. However, if the offense continues to look bad, or I don't know, it just seems like anything could happen when it comes to Sirianni. And I'm even hesitant to say that because it's like people are looking for something. And I'm like, if Sirianni was not his name and he was in another city, they would already be talking about like Hall of Fame credentials for him. A coach that been to the Super Bowl twice and won one in only his 5th year as a head coach. And when he got hired, nobody wanted him. You talking about going from worst to first. And I still remember them conversations that everybody was having about what he couldn't do. And everybody still wants to pop up on that. Not every now and then, but a lot. What does he do as a CEO coach? Well, you saw what he does as a CEO coach. He got you to the Super Bowl. How many other coaches or super genius coaches, all them Wile E. Coyotes out there, wish they had the opportunity that Sirianni had, wish they had the resume that Sirianni had, wish they had the chips that Sirianni had, but they don't. But if you take all of the stats and everything that they've done out of it and you just looking at the faces, you're not even looking at face value. You're just looking at the faces. If you see McVay and you see Sirianni, McVay is going to always go ahead. Or you put any other coach there, they're always going to get the upper hand. What's up, K-Sap? Yo, K-Sap, I got my sound working today, dog. Hey, I even ordered a mixer and I sent it back because it was the wrong one. And then I got some other stuff and figured it out. So I figured it out today, bro. Hey Tiff, how you doing? So, but yeah, we got a lot of moves. We got a lot of moves right now. A lot of moves. But do want to give a shout out. Do want to give a shout out to my boy, man. The Kobe Dean, man. Had to show some love. Had to show some love to N'Kobe. Kobe, y'all know the situation with N'Kobe. I met N'Kobe, went to his football camp, got to know him. We exchanged numbers. I was efforting to get him on the podcast. Never could make it happen, but I would always text him after games and all that kind of stuff. And he would always respond. So it was one of them things. If I go down there, we see him, we dap each other up, say what's up, pleasantries, and keep it moving. You know, I ain't gonna pretend like, yeah, that's my boy and all that. Nah. We knew each other. If we was somewhere publicly, if he saw me and us, he would recognize me and, you know, what's up, dude? That's about as far as it goes. But still, at least he acknowledged the message I sent him, wishing him congratulations. I put all of the you know, your little emojis. You got the all of the suits of the cards, diamond, spades, diamonds, clubs, hearts. I sent him that and was just like, keep balling, always a fan, always bet on black. So, and he texted back, yes, sir. I was like, hey man, you got your money, man. You earned it, dude. If there's anybody that earned his money, is the Kobe Dean earned his money for sure. After that injury and what he did and how he played, to say he played well after that injury is a gross understatement. A gross understatement. So, much props. And then you know what? I'll be a Raiders fan because of him, for sure. I wish he could have stayed, but I understand. That puts pressure on my man Jahad Campbell, homeboy, kid from South Jersey. Y'all know it. I didn't get. I thought I coached him, but I didn't. But he played for my Little League football organization. The guy I coached with, Jihad played with his son. That was the guy I told you, Devin Leary and Donovan Leary. Devin broke all of Phillip Rivers records at NC State and then ended up getting drafted by Baltimore. I don't know where he is now. I think Baltimore let him go. So I don't know if he's going back to camp, if he signed with anybody. Not sure what the situation is. But Hod played with him. So he is a local kid. You know how I feel. Keep your homeboys at home. I wish we could have kept Hassan Reddick when going through all of that kind of stuff, just for that reason. Keep your homeboys at home. So we'll see what's going to happen, though. We'll see what's going to happen. But it's been a good one. I'm really hoping that Jihad pulled a lot from Nakobe and watch how Nakobe worked and pick some stuff up and can take the baton and run with it. Because credit to Nakobe, he set the bar high. He set the bar very high. Now, in my opinion, as far as physical abilities, Jihad is above Nakobe. But I would argue that Nakobe Dean is probably one of the smartest guys in the league, both physically, both football-wise, and both mentally. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit for how smart he actually is. And you can see that on the field, how he plays, how he gets to where he needs to get to. You can tell he watches a lot of film. You can tell he remembers a lot of stuff and can decipher what's going on and see it the way it needs to be seen on the field in real time so he can direct. So Hod has got some big shoes to fill. He's got some very big shoes to fill. So we'll see what's going to happen. Because right now I'm looking at Zach Bond as the main dude, the green dot dude on that defense. It's got to be Zach. But we'll see. Yeah, Chris. We talking about the Eagles linebackers being good. And then we let him go. So, cap space. Let me see. I don't know. Good question with the cap space. Let me see. Close up. I'm going to find out real quick. Hold on. Somebody Google it. How much cap space for the Eagles? As of March 2026, the Philadelphia Eagles are projected to have approximately $12.5 million in NFL salary cap space. This positions them in the middle of the league, 16th to 18th in available funds for the start of the new year. So that's not bad, not great, but it ain't bad. There's a lot of people that's worse. Again, look at what Miami just did. Look at what Miami just did. Miami got rid of Tua. Tua's going to Atlanta. But this is what I say, and I kind of bring this around with the situation with A.J. Brown and all that kind of stuff. If you want to do something bad enough, you'll find a way to do it. Miami wanted to get rid of Tua so bad that they're going to swallow that $99 million cap hit. $99 million, they're going to take it on the chin. And they are willing to do it because they just want a fresh start from Tua. If you want to do something bad enough, teams will find a way to do it. If Howie and the Eagles wanted to get rid of A.J. Brown bad enough, they would have taken any deal to do it. That's why I don't necessarily believe A.J. is going anywhere. So, and also we'll get a telltale sign depending on who we draft in the draft this year. If Howie shocks everybody and gets like a first or second round wide receiver, well, there you go. But we'll see. A lot of things can happen. So, as far as I know, Goddard's still available. I'm hoping that Goddard. I hope Goddard is going to give a discount. but we'll see. Goddard has a injury history as well. Goddard played well last season, but we had question marks. And as good as he played last season, still can't block. We have to get a blocking tight end. Point, period, in the paragraph. We have to get a blocking tight end. That was severely limiting what we could do on offense. And I think to a degree it hurt Jalen. You got to be able to secure that edge. Or you got to have a tight end that can sneak out or like do something with it. But in my opinion, it kind of pigeonholed us a little bit. Because if you saw them tight ends blocking, if you saw Granderson in there or Calcaterra, man, I'm a wide 9. I'm pinning my ears back and I'm gone. But we'll see. We'll see. Tip says she got that hair done. I don't have that problem. Habib, I wish we could draft Kenyon Sadiq. I wish we could. Do you think he's going to be there? I think he'll be gone in the top 15, top 20. So we'll see. I do think our first pick may be an offensive tackle. I believe they have to draft the heir apparent for Lane Johnson. I think this is Lane's last year, in my opinion. Unless Lane can get through this season injury-free and he has a phenomenal year and goes back to the Pro Bowl, I think this might be his last year. But I don't know. I'm just guessing. So, yeah. Everybody just get wild because Sadiq ran that, 4.3 or whatever it was. Crazy time. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to use him like a wide receiver, don't draft him. You don't draft a guy like that and then have him on the line of scrimmage all the time. That's counterproductive. That's counterproductive. So you got to pick and choose the type of guy you want. We need a bruiser at tight end. I like what Latu did, but we need somebody a little bit bigger. So we need somebody that can help Lane and help Mailata. Or put the fear of God in that defensive end and that outside linebacker. Like, you don't know what this dude is going to do. He's big enough he can hold a block, but he's fast enough that he can get out and get past the tight end. Or not a tight end, but a linebacker. So we need to find that guy. So Fred Johnson is still, I think Fred ain't going nowhere. I don't think Fred going anywhere. Now, for nothing, the only thing I want to hear as far as offensive line, the only thing I want to hear is Cam Jurgens healthy? Is Landon Dickerson healthy? And can they stay healthy? That's the only thing I'm concerned about on my offensive line. I am concerned about Jeff Stoutland not being here. But I want to be real. There's been a lot of offenses that had great success without somebody like Jeff Stoutland. I just need a competent coach that if things ain't going right inside the tackles, we can make adjustments and get things going right inside the tackles. That's what we need. I'm still in my feelings about Jeff Stoutland. I'm still in my feelings about that. However, we got to have somebody that can pick up that mantle and go. You ain't got to be Jeff Stoutland. You ain't got to be Hall of Fame level, but you do have to be good at what you do. You do need to be accomplished. You do need to be you do need to be good at your job. Everybody's not going to be Hall of Fame. There's plenty of good offensive linemen that got average to above average coaches. Because all you got to do, teach them how to read a defense, tell them where to go, how to read the hots, and how all of that is going to work under this new offense and the offensive coordinator. That's what you need from your offensive line coach and run game coordinator. So, and for whatever reason, Stoutland couldn't get it done. Me personally, I believe the whole situation stems from the injury we were dealing with, starting with Landon Dickerson in camp. I was there when he came back to camp that second day and was giving away beer. I believe I was at camp that day. Or was I? Was it? No. That had to be afterwards because I saw that on television. No, it wasn't. Can't remember when he got hurt. Was I there the day he got? No, I don't think I was there the day he got hurt. But in any case, we got that coach, the guy we got from the Vikings. I forget what his name is, but you up, next man up. Ain't no excuses. You got to do what you got to do. That's just the way it's gonna go, man. That's what you say. The heck is how we doing this looking like sabotage ever since we won the Super Bowl? Nah, I disagree with that. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think the biggest mistake, and I can't even say it's a mistake. It's not a mistake because it's the way we do things. It's the way we do things in Philadelphia. But when we gave Sirianni the power to say, hey, I want this guy to bring him up. Sirianni made that decision, how he okayed it, because that's who the guy you named as head coach, that's who we wanted to move up. And we've done that twice. And we're 0 for 2. We're 0 for 2. Brian Johnson and Patullo. We're 0 for 2. 0 for 3 if you want to count Matt Patricia. But I'm talking specifically about the offense. So, but no, I don't think it was sabotage, man. I just think that's the way we do things. And I'm going to guess that Nick Sirianni really pulled for Kevin Patullo. And for all intent and purposes, I'm sure Kevin Patullo looked like he was ready for that gig. And I still don't necessarily believe, as much as I didn't like some of his play calling and his techniques and schemes, I can't blame that offense all on Kevin Patullo, the way that offensive line was blocking. You got to give, again, this is why I'm in my feelings about Jeff Stoutland, you got to give him some of the blame. You have to. You can't place all of that blame on Kevin Patullo. You cannot. We couldn't run in between the tackles to save our life. And it made our offense one-sided. We were very predictable, and defenses figured us out because they knew we couldn't run inside the tackles. I done said that 50, 11 times what Saquon did. Saquon didn't lose a step. The offensive line couldn't dominate the line of scrimmage. We won the line of scrimmage battle. We won the trenches, the get off. We won that maybe 2-3 games this year. Maybe. All them other games, I would say 14 out of 17 games, we was barely breaking even. And what I mean by that is, you guys have heard me explain this before. The get off is if you watching the football game, go back and look at some of the games on NFL films. The get off is you concentrate specifically on the line of scrimmage. Who is winning the get off when the ball is snapped? Is the offense driving the defense back or vice versa? And most of the games, we was getting our ass handed to us. And Saquon was running for his life, trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, trying to avoid tackles 2 yards in the backfield. And Tank Bigsby, every time you gave him the ball, he would plant his foot and run outside regardless of what the play was supposed to be. But he was successful at it. And all of our big splash plays, I think we only had less than 5 splash plays up the middle that can be considered up the middle. Not where the play was designed, where the play eventually went. There were not a lot of splash plays, 20-plus yards or more up the gut. We had a few, but not many. Everything was bounced outside or Saquon made somebody miss in the backfield. And you can't have that. We did not dominate the line of scrimmage at all. And we got exposed because of it. Devin Lloyd to Carolina posseing up, man. They posseing up down there, man. That barbecue gonna be good this year. Yeah. Yards before contact was 2+ yards, and we were barely breaking even this year. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But again, I got to put that on the offensive line because if y'all saw my videos when I was breaking down tape, it was not pretty. It was not, man, them could not have been nice film sessions after them games, man. It could not have been. And if it was, then again, you got to put some of that blame on Jeff Stoutland. You have to. That's his baby. The offensive line is yours, bro. If they injured, get their ass out. I still don't understand why they didn't put Brett Toth back at center when Cam Jurgens was struggling. And I'm a big fan of Cam Jurgens. I think Jason Kelsey knocked it out of the park when he told them to draft Cam Jurgens. Cam Jurgens is legit. However, he was hurt this year, and it was to our detriment. And I've said this before as well. It's great if you give it up and you gritty for your team and you lay it on the line and all the stereotypes of you got, one arm hanging off and you got barely a knee left and you strung together with masking tape and bubble gum and all of them kind of sayings about you laying it on the line for your team. That's great. But whatever your effort is, if your effort ain't up to snuff and you got backups who are 100%, please play the backups. Sit your ass on the bench, get you some rest, rehab, everything so you can get back to as close to 100% as humanly possible. Because your backup, their 100% ain't getting it done. Some players are good enough to where if they nicked up, if they hurt, their 70% might be better than some young people's 100%. If you a vet and you've been, you got 8, 9, 10 years in the league and the things that you know and seen and have done, and you got some second-year player that's your backup, your 70% is probably better than his 100%. Just from your experience in the game. You can figure some things out. You already know the answers to the test. But if you are in there and you are hurt and you are not playing up to snuff, take your ass out of the game. That is up to Jeff Stoutland to make that decision. Unless we were in a worse situation than anybody ever realized when it came to our offensive line. Our starters were hurt, and maybe our backups were hurt. I don't know what the answer to that question is, but what they were putting on the field was laughable. That was not good at all. And it cost us. It cost us. So I'm very interested to see what this new guy can do. He understands what type of pressure he's got on him. You don't just get this job and you just learning as you go. Nah, he knows what to do. He knows what kind of blocking schemes to call. Sean Mannion and all, I think they all work together. So it's got to be some type of synergy in that offensive coaches room. I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's give some people a new look because the look we've had the last 2 years or the last season just didn't work. Just didn't work. So we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen, man. I'm not too worried. Not too worried. Got a long way to go. We got a lot to do. And there's gonna be a whole bunch of moving and shaking. There's bound to be somebody that gets drafted that's gonna shake up the draft order and all of that type of stuff. And maybe it'll cause some people to do some things that they really didn't want to do. Maybe their guy's not on the board no more, and you didn't want to take this guy at this pick. And man, the avalanche of information and things that can go wrong at a draft is incredible. So yeah, it is what it is. We'll be all right. Daddle to the Steelers, nice. They still making moves, man. Still making moves. Wild, Wild West out there. It is the Wild, Wild West out there, man. We do not have 30 million. We have 12 and a half. That's what I read. 12 and a half million of cap space. Not great, not bad. We in the middle. So Art, we don't need to worry about Howie back in the pre-Chip days. Before Chip Kelly came, um, I can't worry about Howie back then. I'm only concentrating on the post Chip Kelly days. Once Chip Kelly got fired and we got Howie Roseman back where he was supposed to be, he came out of that cocoon. And that butterfly strutted, man. The wings on that thing were beautiful. So, hey, it is what it is. We got 3 Super Bowl appearances from that dude and 2 victories. Y'all better leave him alone. Say the $12 million hasn't updated. It should be more after the JD extension and the restructure of Michael Carter. Yeah, I agree. You mean Jalen Carter? Yes, day one. Yeah. We got a whole lot of mo. Got a lot of mo. What movie is that from? All my old heads in the chat. What movie is that from? I got a lot of mo. What movie did that come from? Let's see if anybody can go back. I'm showing my age. Oh, the cornerback. My bad. I thought you were talking about Jalen Carter. My bad. We made some moves. Okay. Listen, man. It's going to play itself out one way or the other, bro. It's going to play itself out one way or the other. So I'm just here to enjoy the show. That's all. I'm here to enjoy the show right now, man. It's all good. I can't wait till we get to the draft. Cannot wait. Trying to see if there's anything. Yeah, the salary cap actually went up again. Salary cap is now $301 million. I think last year it went up to 256. Now it's up to 301. So we'll see. We got a lot of room. Let me see. That's 6 days ago. I'm trying to see if anybody for the salary cap, if there's anything updated. Cap space. You see, there's an NBC article coming out. Let me see. When did this come out, though? March 4th. This is Dave Zangaro. League-wide salary cap, $302 million. Eagles are projected. Everybody's saying the same thing. Technically, we have $12,645,188, or at least we had it in cap space. Let me see. Basically, the Eagles will convert base salary into bonus money, which prorates over the length of the contract. The Eagles in recent seasons have gotten ahead by paying out most of the big money in their contracts in scheduled bonus drops. Because of that, most of their ways to create cap space have already been figured out. Yeah, you put easy incentives. You get paid an extra $500,000 if you tie your shoe correctly 7 times in this NFL season. Easy incentives, crazy stuff like that. So, yeah, Howie is very creative when it comes to that. But there comes a time where dinking and dunking ain't gonna work. You're gonna have to pony up and use some real money. So, and I think that's where we are. Ian, there you go, my guy. Clubber Lang. Got a whole lot of mo. They don't know the greatness of Rocky 3. Spoiler. He wins the fight. I saw a thing today, speaking of movies. I don't know if it was fake news or what, where it said Arnold Schwarzenegger has greenlit Conan 3. And I was like, man, it's too late for that. I don't know why Don't nobody want to see another Conan. Don't nobody even, I mean, sword and sorcery stuff don't even work these days. It's all sci-fi. So hit that like button, Cody. You already know, bro. You already know. So, but all right, man. A lot of stuff going on. Just want to come on, ease your pain a little bit. Just relax. It's Howie season. This ain't nothing new under the sun, man. This is status quo. We in the same spot. We good. We cruising. It's gonna get a little bumpy the closer we get to the draft. We don't know what the weather's gonna look like with AJ Brown. I still tend to think he's gonna stay, but I don't know. So we shall see. We shall see. So Blade and Sorcery Nomad on the Oculus. I've seen that on the Oculus. Might have to get that, man. I don't know. The only game I'm playing right now on the Oculus is Demio. The Dungeons and Dragons, like 3D game. That's the only one I've been playing. But I did find out that what's the game with the football game with Lamar Jackson on the cover? Pro Era. The Pro Era game on the MetaQuest is supposed to come out with that instructional version that Dan Orlovsky had on ESPN, that he used on ESPN. I've been asking about that since I saw that. I done emailed the company like 3 times. I done talked to reps in the NFL. I called my rep, or I sent her an email. I was like, hey, if you know anything about this, please like put me on, let me know, all of that type of stuff. I've been trying to get this software for over a year now. And now last I heard that they were going to offer it or at least make it available to the public. And I'm like, I am all over that when I get it. So, so NFL Pro Era. Yeah, that's some good stuff, man. That's some good stuff. So yeah, we got a little bit ways to go. We got some more things going on. I'm almost positive that we're gonna have a bunch of more news coming out tomorrow. Movements, signings, all that type of stuff. It's gonna be all week. So we'll see. We shall see. But I'm about to get out of here. Good conversations tonight, man. Everybody don't seem like ain't nobody crashing out. We understand how the sausage is made and getting things done. So we'll see it. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. And guess what? Look at this. Look at this. No spiders. No spiders crawling. If you guys saw my stream, not a stream, I shot a video this afternoon. And as I was shooting the video, I saw a spider crawling up my wall. And I killed it. And I told him on stream that I was not going to cut it out. I was like, and I let my wife see it. She freaked out. She was like, you never see the spider. It's just me reacting to it. And I reached in my trash can and pulled out a piece of paper and I smashed it. So, but in any case, man, we had some fun. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. Stay tuned. Going to be some things tomorrow. And I will probably be back with you. Me and Tone will be on tomorrow at 8 o'clock for the Bald Eagles podcast. We're going to be recapping some of this and whatever big news pops off tomorrow. So we're going to have a good one tomorrow. That I would imagine that show is going to be lit because there's a lot of people who are going to be thinking about a lot of different things, man. So join me tomorrow, 8 o'clock for the Bald Eagles podcast, me and Tone. And then I will be back Wednesday right here, 10 p.m. on Pro Fan Talk. Do not forget, I need to make this a public service announcement now. Hold on. Do not forget that, where's my second screen? If you are a gamer, do not forget that I do have a gamer channel. Just started. I think I got 17 subscribers. It is called Coach Marcus Games. And I've been playing Marathon. I play Ark, but I haven't streamed Ark. and it's going to get a little bit into nerd culture, talking about cartoons, talking about movies, talking about anime. Like I did a review of the Green Lantern trailer, stuff like that, just kind of nerd culture. But for the most part, it's going to be a lot of marathon stuff. So there's not too many games that I play. I was a big Destiny fan back in the day, but right now Bungie came out with Marathon. I love it. I'm a real big fan of the art of the game. That's kind of what drew me in. But I'm enjoying the game. Everybody's saying it's hard. And look at that. I done went from 17 to 21 subscribers. I'm moving on up like the Jeffersons. So if you like game, if you don't like game and want to support me, mosey on over to Coach Marcus Games. Hit that subscribe button. You know how we do. Don't nothing change. Oh, I got to sign in. I'm not signed in. Okay, that's why. But in any case, check it out if you don't mind. And that's about it, y'all. We're going to get up out of here. We're going to get up out of here. Chris Natty, have a good night. Ian, have a good night. Cody K, have a good night. Appreciate all in the chat. Arthur26, you were bringing the heat today. Darth Panda, as usual. Chris 3K, as usual. Janeri Johnson, appreciate you, man, bringing that heat. Habib, thank you for showing up. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Be more careful. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate everybody showing up. I will be back again on Wednesday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, tomorrow, me and Tone from Chalk It Up Sports, the Bald Eagles podcast, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Be there, be square. And I'm about to get out of here. And as usual, go Birds.